The live events industry is projected to grow more than 60% this year over last year. How you can become a speaker and find opportunities to make money coming up next.
Welcome to The Right to Inspire. Journalist and host Sarah Strackhouse has worked at Fox News, the CW, CBS, NBC, and Time Warner cable stations across the country for more than 10 years and is now focused on telling inspiring stories of those dedicated to making change. She's driving the message home that ultimately you have the right, the freedom, and the power to be the change you want to see in the world. You have the right to inspire.
Thank you all so much for joining us for The Right to Inspire. We have a very special episode today. I'm super excited to introduce you to our guests. We have Karen Gray and Brian Galke. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So excited to be here with you.
Well, these are not only experts in their industry, but we're going to talk about a very special event today. It's called the Speaker's Advantage. But before we get to that, I want to introduce you both and talk a little bit about what you do. So Brian, let's go ahead and start with you. So you are the Subtle Skills Feature decoding expert and body language pro.
Yeah.
So that is so interesting, and I want to hear more about it, but I want to also talk about you as a speaker. Mm-hmm. You've traveled the country speaking to thousands of audiences, and this really puts you as the professional, the authority in your industry. Can you talk a little bit about the Subtle Skills, what it is,
Sure.
and how you got into it?
Sure. It started years ago. I felt like all the things I learned outside of school. Mm-hmm. And all the things that really made me successful, I learned through various people. And one of the things that changed my life in 2010 is I met a facial decoding expert. And he lives here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And
That's
he
so
became my mentor, and it changed my life. I went from introvert on the help desk to regional vice president of sales because when I learned to focus on other people, I learned to get out of my own way. Mm-hmm. And then along the way, what I always loved is I'm an introvert by nature. And so what do good introverts do? We pick up books, we take courses, seminars, you name it. And so I learned body language first, but body language and statement analysis are reactive. You have to move. I have to be in the room. But faces, you can look up people ahead of time. You can go look them up on LinkedIn, social media. And so I could prepare my presentations and personalize it for the person.
Wow.
Instead of just showing up and pitching my product.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Every single person, every single business needs this.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And that's how it started, because we go in, have blind evaluation committees and things of that nature. So we could go in and look at the people that once we're in there, I'm like, oh, this is how to speak this person's language. Mm-hmm. So it's learning to respect other people. So I like a joke and say we're time zone narcissists. We only think about our own time zone, right? But we think the way we think, and we assume because of the golden rule, everyone's treat people the way we want to be treated. But you may want to be treated completely different.
Well, you know what's funny is you always think about your little universe, when you're in the car and you think everyone's looking at you, so you don't want to do something weird, but everyone's focusing on themselves. Right. So that's such a great point. And honestly, like I said, something that a lot of people really need. And I know that a lot of that is going to come into play in our event coming up. But again, I want to first talk to Karen a little bit about what you do and want to hear a little bit more about your coaching. Karen, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started and how you got into the business?
Yeah. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. Yeah. I started coaching working with rodeo queens.
Oh, wow.
Which is not typical, but my daughter was competing and we lost her coach. And so I had to step in, and I used my financial experience, my Dale Carnegie courses, and just started helping. And I saw that the things that these young girls were struggling with were the same things that I struggled with. And if you don't manage those things and address them younger, you're going to continue to face them. They're going to show up in other ways, other relationships and in your career, and then they manifest into other challenges. Right. And so I just started pursuing coaching, fell in love with it, and started doing it full time in 2020, and I've been doing it full time ever since.
Wow, I love that. Well, Karen and Brian, I'm so excited because, like I said, this is a very special episode because we're going to talk about something called the Speaker's Advantage. It's an event that all three of us are hosting October 15th, and it's an opportunity for people to learn how to become a speaker on stage and really walk away with assets so that you can put yourself in a position to be sold on stage and make money, make that ROI. And these skills translate so well. The live industry is really here to stay, not only because after coming out of COVID, people want to be back in person, they want to have that relationship and connection, but because there's that opportunity for hybrid as well, it just means you can reach all the more people. In fact, there's so many great statistics out there. Live events are booming, and industry giants report growth as high as 60% just over last year. Another stat says that the industry is projected to reach nearly $8 billion.
Right.
So there's so much opportunity. And like I said, the speaker's advantage gives people that opportunity to walk away with assets. So I want to talk to you, Karen. Can you tell us a little bit about what is the speaker's advantage? When is it? Where is it? How can people find out more?
Yeah. So the speaker's advantage is a event where people, as you said, can come and gain their assets, put together their reels, their photos. This came from an idea that Brian and I participated in a really special event with Steve Sims. It was called the Speakeasy. And Steve hosted something like this, and we just saw the value of this. Unfortunately, we lost Steve recently, so we're so honored to carry on this philosophy of building people from the ground up and giving them an opportunity to shine. So they get to come in, be connected to industry professionals to help them hone their skills and learn how they can present themselves better. Because we all start where we are. We're all on a pathway to somewhere, but we are where we are. So it's taking that from that place and giving you the people to help you grow. One of the things, if you want to speak and get paid to speak, people need to see you speaking. They can't hire you just because you tell them you're amazing. And so, or they won't hire you. They can, but they won't. And so we're giving you an opportunity to put those assets together so that you can present your package, your media guide, your sizzle reel, your website. And if you don't have any of that yet, we have those resources.
At a very reasonable price, I might add, because a lot of people who are just starting out don't have $10,000 for the stage presence, the walk away with raw footage and all of the items. Brian, can you talk a little bit about what the packages are and why they're so important?
Yeah, well, you hit the nail on the head earlier, and that is when people get into this industry, first, a lot of people are sold a bill of goods like, oh, you're just going to one day become a speaker and all of a sudden you're going to make millions of dollars. And that's not really the way it works. Is you kind of have to work your way up. But when you're working your way up, you don't have proof of the product. You don't have pictures, what they call B-roll, which is you on stages. You don't have videos of you displaying your work for people to see you. And if you go to individually piece these things together, like you said, $5,000 to $10,000 for a sizzle reel alone. And so you start looking at the cost of things, and it's a very daunting thing. So what we created was two different packages. So there's a very basic package that you come in and you get raw video of you you have 15 minutes on stage. And in that 15 minutes, it's however much time you can squeeze it in. If you want to do a wardrobe change or anything like that, that just cuts down on your time. But you get photos of you on stage. Now, when you're up there, two different camera angles. And so when you're looking at it later, people can see you from different ways. And it's all built on people won't hire you to be a speaker unless they've seen you be a speaker. And that's how you have to build your credibility, right? It's like the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. Well, you have to show people I'm a speaker for them to hire you.
You have to build the field.
Yes, exactly. And then we're going to give people feedback. What can you work on? They're going to be part of a flyer. So why are flyers important? Because people want to know that you've spoken somewhere before. And that is the hardest thing with getting started is it's kind of like a jet taking off. There's a lot of things you have to do for a very long time before you get up there.
It's a great analogy.
Yes. But with this, it gives you that proof of concept. People can see you, people can listen to you. And that's how you build trust with people. It used to be that you did a sizzle reel, which is the industry name for a video of you showcasing your skills. And they didn't have you talking. But what we're hearing now is no, people want to hear you talk before they hire you.
Right.
So we're giving all kinds of feedback. And that's in the base package. Now, let's see, you need additional things. So like in the platinum package, we have what's called a speaker one sheet. What is that? That is your one page of information. What are my talks about? What is my rate? What is my bio? Here's my headshot. Things that you don't know you have. And people try and do the best they can. Like, well, maybe I'll go to Canva and just do this. And what you invest in is what will get you farther in life, right? Like we've talked before, like I started my very first website, was very crappy. I did it all myself. But when I invested money to have them upgrade my website, that's when I started getting more business. And you need to hire experts in those areas to showcase you the best possible way. And so the other things we have, professional headshots that are going to be there because that's another important one. The custom background so people can see you from the different angles of the stage with different logos. You just need to show people what you do, and you have to have proof of things. That's the way that it works this day and age. Because why is this important? somebody's going to invest in you and hire you as a speaker. Well, they're worried about losing their job if you do a bad job.
Yes.
Or they're not going to sell enough tickets.
Yeah.
And so you have to build credibility and trust, and seeing is believing.
Yep.
And that's what we're here to help create. These are things that didn't exist. Like when I got started, I did things on my own. And then like we talked about, I hired Steve Sims as my speaking coach. He's the one who helped me develop all these assets, but he didn't have a stage for me to be on like this. He created that later. And if I hadn't have already had my own videos and things, I would have been there at that event in LA. And he gave us full right. He's like, hey, just go and do this, because he saw it could help speakers.
Yeah. That's fantastic. You're absolutely right. Working in the events world, I know how many people are looking for speakers. So just like, podcast and news and trying to get your information out there, the content is needed. The speakers are needed.
Right.
So people are always looking for good speakers. They don't want to pay $75,000 for one speaker for, a 20-minute or 20-minute speech. But a lot of times they really are looking for these people, and they will not look at people, or they will not book someone unless they have a speaker reel. I can't tell you how many times, hey, this person sounds great. Can you send me a speaker reel? And I'm chasing down, hey, send over a speaker reel, send over, you know what I mean? Trying to help them get in front of people and get booked, help them get out of their own way. But like you said, a lot of times people don't have opportunity to get that video and that professional video. So that's why this is so important. And for those who want to find out more information, again, thespeakersadvantage.com. It's going to be October 15th in Plano. And we have some times that you can book during the day. So if you can take a lunch break or you have a day off or something like that, we do have some day times. If, at the end of the day after work is better, we have a ton of time slots for you to be able to, but we're finally opening this up to the public. So it is going to book up fast. So we also have a webinar coming up where you can ask more questions and find out more information. But this industry is here to stay. The sales and opportunity is really here. I want to leave with both of you kind of just, giving a little bit more information, anything you think that people should really know, especially when it comes to why this is so important.
Sure. Ladies first.
Gosh, I would say, for me, because I'm probably way behind Brian on the speakers avenue. I think we're all at different levels. And I think that's what's so perfect about this is it doesn't matter what level you're at. This is an opportunity to take your speaking business to the next level. And we talked about this before. If you're a coach or someone in the service industry, speaking is a way that you can obtain clients. So you should have a book, you should have the speaker assets, your media assets, and then you should probably have a podcast. And we have all of that available to those that attend this event. We've really pulled together not just our resources, but amazing industry professionals that are here to help you before, during the event, and then after. And so any level that you're coming into this, we have something for you. And, we're just here to help get people who are making an impact in front of the people who need that impact. So companies are booking speakers. As you said, they don't want to pay, not everybody can pay $50,000 or $150,000 for Mel Robbins or Brene Brown, but they still need someone that's going to have an impact on their staff.
Yes. And impact and inspire. I mean, this show is called The Right to Inspire. You have the right, the freedom, and the power to be the change that you want to see in the world. Getting in front of an audience does just that.
Absolutely.
And you're giving them opportunities to do those things at an affordable cost, which is hard to find. So Brian, one last word from you. Why is this so important?
Because again, you can't do something unless people see you doing it. It's one of those things of people will not invest in you if you haven't invested in yourself. And we all start very easy. Like I said, my first pictures were like people will iPhone pictures of me talking on stage. And then is it with a microphone? Is it with a lavalier? It's all these things, but you have to show people what you want them to hire you for. Let's say you're an artist. What do you have to have? You have to show people the work that you've done before they'll commission you to be an artist. You have to have a portfolio. It's the same in anything. What happens if you want to find a job? You have to have a resume of your skills. That's what this really is this is photos of you doing what you love, what you're going to do. It's going to help you kind of find, tailor, and tune your message that will get out to people. Yeah. And with what you guys were talking about earlier, there was just an article that came out on LinkedIn not that long ago that companies are moving away from these high-end celebrities and politicians and everything else because it's killing their budget and it's not necessarily making an impact. So what a lot of event organizers are doing they're going to, let's get some less known speakers in the door to make an impact on people.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, that's going to create more opportunity for us all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's a really good point because there is so much opportunity. And I do want to say, I'd be remiss if I said, you don't have to come perfectly prepared with complete confidence. It's okay if you mess up.
Right.
That's what this is here for, right?
Yes.
I mean, I have worked in media my whole life and I feel comfortable talking to a camera, but in front of people, that's when my heart starts going and the shakes start going,
Yeah.
So you don't have to be completely confident and come perfect and come perfectly crafted on stage. That's what this is for. No one's going to laugh at you, judge you. Everyone's in your corner for this event. And that's what I love about it too. I think these two, Karen and Brian, were really telling me that, this is the opportunity for people to get up there and practice and get comfortable. So I just want to thank you guys for, having me and Strackhouse Media involved in this because we're, really excited to be a part of it.
We are so grateful. I mean, you just bring not only a treasure trove of talent from your team, but such heart and such experience knowing what industry professionals are looking for.
Right.
So you're giving us the media's eye at this event. So people that are coming up on stage, you have a media professional in your corner that's making sure that the cuts are right, that the videos are the right angles, that the lights are right. I mean, the facility we're going to
It's a great facility.
is phenomenal.
It has, stage
Oh my
lighting.
gosh,
It has
yeah.
everything. It has a great big stage, a great audience. It's fantastic.
Right. Well, and one of the things you brought up too is you don't have to come perfectly prepared. No. Because some of the things that people can add on is like, do you want to get coached on stage presence? Do you
Right.
want to get wardrobe malfunction? Wardrobe malfunction?
Hopefully none of those.
Do you want to avoid the wardrobe malfunction?
Sorry, get a wardrobe consultation, right?
Right.
So, and that's one of
Makeup,
the things.
hair.
Yes, makeup,
Yes.
hair. It's all the things to prepare you for success.
Right.
Not
and if
just
you
show
mess up, again, this is a recording. If
Yes.
you mess up, you can cut.
Exactly. And that's what you do is you get the raw copy of it for you to do with what you want. And like we talked about before, if you don't have an editor, guess what? We know people who do.
Right.
So it's really giving you everything you need, not even necessarily through us. It'll be through third-party people as well to get you to what you need to be successful in this business.
Right. We like you said, there's coaches that are going to be available. There's programs afterwards. There's confidence training. There's what to do and how to monetize this once you get it. So really great opportunities. If you anything else you want to leave people with, before we go.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, for those that are coming in and they're getting started, one of the things that is out there, and a lot of people see this, is the pay to speak opportunities. You pay $1,000, $1,500 to be on someone else's stage.
Yes, there's
to
a lot
speak,
of that.
Oh, yes.
and you come away with no assets. So you're getting the experience, you're paying for the experience, but you don't have anything to come away with.
Right.
This is an opportunity to pay less than the $1,500 and come away with assets. And if you wanted to really expand your time, book 2 times, then you have an hour.
Yep.
And you really could get some assets in there. So, I'm just kind of thinking on my feet here, but
Well, and you could get a little extra coaching too,
Right.
because each
Absolutely.
one comes with a post critique.
Right.
So if you do go through your first whole speech and you get that critique, you can go a second time and then fix the things that you messed up on. Come
Yeah.
with more gusto. Come with, I'm just making this up. Obviously, these two will really be the the anchor of the post critique. But it's a great opportunity to go a couple times and like you said, walk away with those assets. That's great. It's great advice.
the perfect thing is you can make this what you need it to be.
Yeah.
And we're super flexible. If you have an idea that we haven't considered, because this is our, first maiden voyage of this, bring us the idea.
Yeah. Send us a message. We're open to hearing it.
Absolutely.
If it makes sense, we'll make it happen.
All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. Thank you for our sponsor, Strackhouse Media. And we are going to find out more information. You can go to let me see, I want to make sure the speakersadvantage.com is going to be where you can find out all the information. You can book your time there. You can see all of the add-ons and everything. Don't forget, you have the right, the freedom, and the power to be the change that you want to see in the world. We'll see you next time.